I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up from home. Whoa!
Yoshida will take second. This one is popped up. McMahon. And the Yankees have completed step one on their way back to a World Series.
And the only reason we care about that is because that tells us when the Brewers play. And now we know. We know who, we know when, and we know why. I am fired up. Good morning. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome in Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. My name is Trevor Thomas. He is Josh Albrecht.
Hi.
Hi, buddy. Dude, I was so fired up this morning. Like, you're like, oh, somebody had his coffee.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
You sure did, bud.
I'm waking up before my alarm now, which is stupid.
That is
I look at my
stupid.
watch. I'm like, sweet, 3:50. Awesome. All right, let's do this. I'm fired up. Nothing like it, guys. Milwaukee Brewers playoff baseball against the Chicago Cubs. You cannot write this any better.
And here we go.
And here we go. Oh, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I mentioned to you and Sparky last night, I think I finally figured it out. Because I was hate watching the Cubs yesterday.
Yeah, and what did I say?
About time.
Yeah.
So I found myself in this position of cheering for the Padres, but I want the Cubs. I want the Cubs. I want the story. I want the win. I want to knock them out. I want to do it all for Uke. You cannot write this any better than it has been written for us. Where are you at this morning? Because you're my balance. You're my calm.
Yes, I have to keep you grounded. I'm locked in, right? And this is what I was talking about all week, is that did I want the Cubs? No, I didn't want the Cubs. I wanted the Padres. Predicted when we did our predictions.
Yeah.
It was going to be the Cubs. And I said, for the Brewers to make it to the NLCS, it only made sense that the baseball gods were going to make us have to go through the Cubs and have their fans come to AmFam and go through all of this. It's just, it like you said, it was destiny that this was going to have to be the way. And I figured that was going to be the case. And now we're here. And so now all of the people that were saying, Josh, just enjoy blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't do that. I was focusing on that series. That series is over. Now it's game time. Literally tomorrow, the Brewers are playing baseball against the Chicago Cubs in the postseason for the first time ever. There's no more worrying. There's no more what's going to happen next. This is get dialed in, get loud. The curtain is open. The show has started. It is time to go.
It is go time. Follow us on Twitter at Trevor Thomas IW, and Josh is at On Air Josh. The show too is there as well. Inside Wis Sports at The Fan Milwaukee is the Facebook and Twitter page for The Fan and thefanmilwaukee.com. You can listen to us on the radio, online, or on the Odyssey app. Just search The Fan Milwaukee, and we can't wait to hear from you today.
Except for Jovan.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of back and forth. This is going to be, you know what? We're really lucky that we only have one day on the radio before tomorrow, because the Cubs fans are already proving they're absolutely obnoxious on the Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text line. 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. Keep it up, Jovan. I will block you somehow. No,
we appreciate
Jovan's a good sport. It's been awesome. He was all over the Twitter last night, right in our drawers the second all of this went down. He's a big Cubs fan, but he's a Packer fan. And he's a Bucks fan. He's a Brewers fan. But there's a guy on Twitter that is going to be relentless, it appears, and now he's got the text line. But we're glad you're listening.
Listen, that's all Cubs fans. And today might be a good day to, instead of just complaining about them, analyze them. Analyze what Cub fans are, because they are fascinating creatures. Cubs fans, besides 2016, and especially before 2016, didn't have a leg to stand on. And yet, despite all of their bad records, despite how they essentially have never stopped the Brewers from doing anything, the confidence and the cockiness that they bring when they make their way up out of Illinois and into Milwaukee is insane. I mean, it's literally something that should be studied. I have watched so many Cubs fans be so just, yeah, well, we're great. I'm like, no, your record sucks. Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's just like, it doesn't matter what facts exist. Cub fans can just see right past that, be so into their team and just cocky hate on the Brewers. It's nuts. And that's what we're getting tomorrow.
We talked all week about how you didn't want to play the Cubs. I mentioned I didn't want to put up with their fans. This had nothing to do with what's going to happen on the diamond.
No. This
is just all about what's going to happen off the diamond and in the stands and so on. And I would imagine that the aftermarket ticket price after the game yesterday went through the roof.
Yeah. Well, and I've got a lot of conversation with that at 7:00 for our morning mind dump.
The morning mind dump.
Oh yeah.
Get it all off your chest. Say what you need to say.
It's not ready yet, but it'll be there.
Get the coffee. Yep. Get the coffee. I've been drinking coffee for a minute this morning.
Yes, you have.
I said to you last night, the second that game ended, I was filled with emotion and energy and excitement because it's now in front of us. Do you know what the definition of poetic justice is?
No, I don't, Trevor. What is it?
Oh, let me tell you. I said this last night, and somebody's like, what's poetic justice? My wife helped me figure this out because I was really annoyed about how I was feeling because I said, I think I figured this out. I want to play the Cubs because I want to knock them out of the playoffs. I want to do all of the things that you would write in a storybook because that's what I feel this season is. Okay? Then I looked up, but I was cheering for the Padres. I was like, all right, but I want the Padres to win because I want the Cubs to lose. And then I looked up poetic justice. And here's what I found. It's also called poetic irony. It is a literary device with which ultimately virtue is rewarded and misdeeds are punished. And you cannot tell yourself that we don't feel, I'm going to make something up here, misdeeded.
Yes.
We got misdeeded.
Many a time.
But this one in particular is the big one. And that's why this matters so much more than any other playoff series in the history of the Brewers. And I mean that. There's nothing in 1982 that compares what we're about to experience in this 5-game series against the Cubs, which, by the way, I absolutely hope that we wreck their dreams at the dump.
Okay, I'm gonna question that quickly. The 2011 NLCS, the Sud Series 2.0 against a division rival in the Cardinals as a championship series carried a lot of weight.
But it didn't carry this weight. And there's nothing that you're
that was for a trip to the World Series.
Sure, but it had the rivalry that this game is with Craig Counsell returning to Milwaukee.
That's true.
With
That's a huge bullet point. Yeah.
There's nothing else that can compare. And I honestly, Josh, the only thing that I can compare this to right now is when Brett Favre came back in purple at Lambeau Field that first time when he ran out of the guest tunnel. And I lost my voice for 3 days, and I'm not even kidding. Bad for my business. 3 days because I booed that hard. And when he came back and he was inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame, I cried like a baby because that kid was my hero. Hero growing up. I'm not there yet with old Counts. Not. It's going to be a minute. A long time, I think.
Oh, it's going to, depending on how the series goes, especially, it's going to be a long time. And I'll tell you this. I don't even almost want to speak into existence, but if he finds a way to go the distance with them, it's over.
I will vomit.
He will never, ever be okay in the eyes.
It's not going to happen. That's why
in 50 years, he won't be. Won't matter.
Nope. This is what I wanted. Now, let's talk about the baseball side. I also believe this is what the Brewers wanted. Can you think of anything more, Josh, that gets the Brewers out of whatever proverbial funk they were in, F-U-N-K, funk, than this series? This series wakes them up instantly.
Well, it better. Listen, they don't have a choice, right? This is what I'm saying. Like, regardless, they knew it was going to be one of these two teams. Mentally, they've had 4 days to analyze, mentally prepare, physically prepare for one of two teams. They knew that there was a possibility that it was going to be this. They didn't know which one it was going to be until yesterday, but they knew it was going to be one of them. And so I'm hoping that Murph and this team did this right. We don't know for sure, but I'm hoping that they did this right in their preparation for this team. I'm not going to lie. Anyone who said, I think they line up better with the Cubs than they would have the Padres, I don't necessarily see an advantage over one over the other. I think that it's the only thing that you're looking at is this was the best team in the regular season in the Brewers. I don't see any specific weakness with the Padres or the Cubs that made me go, oh, well, they're going to line up a lot better against this team because A, because B. I didn't see it. They're both good teams. They both won 90 games or more. Like, it was a good battle. It's going to be a good battle now.
But the Cubs won the series in the season. It was 7-6. It was 7-6, the season series.
Yes.
Relax. These teams are beatable. We've proven it.
They are.
Do it again.
They now get to say that they are 2-1. The Cubs are 2-1. The Brewers are 0-0.
Love it. So, Josh, the audio that you played at the top, was that the piece of the non-call last night?
No.
Do we have that audio?
We do. We're gonna play that later in the show.
Okay, let's play that later.
But no, that was the, and I still don't know the reason why, but that was the deciding factor in the fact that made game one a day game. Did we ever find out? The only thing that I heard, and it's from our buddy Tommy Wartz, but he said it has to just be that the MLB wants the Yankees in prime time. They don't care about the Red Sox. So if the Yankees win, they're going to put the Yankees in prime time and not the Brewers. So
did you notice though
that been the case?
We have a day game and then we go to the night game. And
which
then the
I got to
Yankees,
say, if they're going to do it that way, I'd much rather have the day game be on a weekend and the night game be on a weekday.
There's that. Thought about that. Yeah, 100%. I was like, we got the day game tomorrow, which is great for us. Cannot wait. We have to talk about what we're doing, where we're doing it. We will set a plan today because I cannot drive down there without a plan. I'm going to need a plan.
Do I really seem like a guy that has a plan? Sorry, now you've got me on the Dark Knight right now.
Oh, dude, I am Dark Knight all morning because that's what this feels like. We are Batman.
Sorry.
The Cubs are the Joker. What'd you read?
Oh, just the 610 saying this is what Trevor wanted, was for the Cubs to win. That's what he said, right? He wants the Cubs to win.
I did. Honestly, I wanted to play the Cubs.
I know.
Two things can be true.
He's giving you crap about
this guy is
Cubs
in
fan.
My shorts.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is or what his name or where he's from. Nothing.
No.
He won't tell us, but he's all over me. I don't really care. I'm all in. I'm here for it. I am here for it. I absolutely want this series. And that's why I'm so fired up. I want this. I want this. We need this. We have to want this. This should give the Brewers energy, way more energy than if the Padres were coming to town.
See, I guess a little bit, but I look at that more from the fan base. Like I needed the players to be fired up regardless. They better have been fired up if it was the Padres.
I think they're more fired up if the Cubs.
Okay.
Don't you? You must. What about the fan base?
The fan base better be. Yeah.
They are. I'm proof. You're proof. I think that you currently haven't quite processed what's about to happen.
Oh, I have. Trust me, I'm just guarded. I'm packing my shield and my chain link armor and everything else for battle going into tailgates and the seats and everything that's going to come with Cubs fans being there.
Not me.
Absolutely.
I'm naked. I have no armor on.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
It's a problem for everyone.
Yeah, mainly you.
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh,
I
God,
have no
I almost
armor.
just said something so terrible.
I'm not armored up at all. I want to go in just sprinting, and I don't sprint.
Especially not naked.
Definitely not naked. I've done it. That's a story for a different day.
All 6'8" of you.
Yeah.
No, listen, I saw, I immediately went to social media and I was scrolling and there were a lot of people that were immediately saying, please don't sell your tickets, Brewers fans. Please don't sell your tickets, Brewers fans. And already getting upset with the results and all of that. And, I'm going to get into that more in the morning mind dump, but yeah, it's already there. And it started immediately after that final pitch.
Mm-hmm. Immediately. 414-677-1250. The Nicolay Law fan talk and text line. There is a long text from Nick in Greenfield.
Yeah.
Can you make that out?
No, Nick, I got to piece your text together.
They're all over the place. This is coming in like some weird thread, and it's about bear hunting, it appears.
Yeah, he went to the DNR website and he said that apparently the Wisconsin DNR knows what they're talking about. And then he gave like a huge quote from the DNR website about if you see a bear, it's important to harass it.
Bear hunters should expect another year of quality bear hunting this fall.
Well, it's happening.
It's happening. I sometimes just feel like I'm sitting here going, this is exactly, you can't dream this up. This is what I wanted. I think if you were to really dig down what you wanted, take the baseball. I know you can't take the baseball out of it, but just set the baseball emotion aside from the emotion that's going to be this series. You have not heard a boo as loud as you will hear tomorrow. That will be the loudest boo in the history of boos when they announce Craig Counsell's name tomorrow at AmFam Field. Because the boos will outweigh the cheers, and I have zero doubt about that.
That's true. The boos will outweigh the cheers. Here's my ask. If you're going to the game, know that you're going to have to be loud. Okay? Because there are going to be Brewers fans that chose not to go to the game. And you got to be louder than who bought their tickets. It's just the way it's got to be.
Have to.
Yep.
Is it in this series? Is there a chance that the Brewers fans outweigh the Cubs fans tomorrow?
What do you like? There's more Brewers fans than Cubs fans?
Yeah.
There better be.
I agree. I'm just wondering if this is the reason and the season and the series that keeps Brewers fans from selling their tickets. I thought of you last night, and I wish I would have went and looked at the secondary market before that game ended in comparison to when it did.
Yep. Because
you yourself said, if I had 4 tickets and somebody wanted to give me $5,000, there you go.
Yeah.
Hard to turn that down.
Exactly. I did not go and look prior to the game ending either. But I will tell you this. The Cub fans, it doesn't matter. They're going to find their way in. So at the very least, make sure you're making a lot of money. do not skimp out.
No. Yeah, this is, if you're selling your Brewers tickets, Brewers fans, it better be vacation money.
Yeah, there better be a comma.
Yeah, there needs to be a comma, and it better be like Florida for spring break type of thing.
Mm-hmm. For the whole family.
Yeah, all of you, all 6 of you.
Yeah, that's right.
You have to have a babysitter come along. That's required. That's how much money this needs to be. Which,
agreed.
by the way, I don't want it. I want Brewers fans in these seats. I know it's going to be what it is. Whatever. All right. It is time to take the playoff edition of the leadoff show on the road tomorrow ahead of the I-94 rivalry game number 1 between Milwaukee and Chicago. Join Tommy Wirtz and the leadoff show at Kelly's Bleachers on Blue Mound tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Brought to you by Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea on 1250 a.m. and 105.7 FM The Fan. We will break this whole thing down all morning long, and you would expect I have a few questions.
Yes.
Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. What's up, Wisconsin? Wake up. It is go time. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. The Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text line. Save the number, will ya? 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. Get your thoughts in. Who's going tomorrow? I hope everyone.
These well, unless you're Cub fans. But yes, I hope everyone too. And these are the things we need to discuss as we go along with the show, because I'm still looking for that tailgate.
Yep.
We're going to find the tailgate, or I'm just going to be a roamer. I'm just going to hit up everybody's.
We can tailgate ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
Are you not your own tailgate guy?
I can, but I just, especially in this type of atmosphere, this is like opening day, man. It's like you're going to have everybody there rocking and rolling. I don't know that I can just sit still in a chair for 2 hours before the game.
See, I make friends with the people next to us, but that is a risk if it's not the fans that we want to make friends with.
See, I can make friends with those people that are next to us and then also go to the next tailgate and go to the next tailgate and hop around and, you know.
But you were talking about a bus, too, a shuttle.
Yes. Yeah, getting shuttled down from our friends at Natty Oaks.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so our friends at Natty Oaks, which is where Nashville and Oklahoma meet in West Dallas, they have shuttles. A lot of bars do. Love taking their shuttles, though. And they drop you off in the, right there. And you can walk wherever you want to any tailgate you want. And you're not paying for parking or waiting in line to get in. Shuttles have become very, very popular at American Family Field and just Brewer games in general. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of them. I don't necessarily like to wait. And if I'm waiting to leave at the end of the day, it gives me something to do.
Can you pull an RV into the parking lot?
You can. You have to have like there's a specific parking lot for RV and bus parking.
And they're not allowed to stay there, I presume.
I think they can. Yes.
We got to look that up.
Do you have an RV?
Oh, I have an RV.
Oh, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of bringing the RV?
I'm thinking of it.
Oh, my. I have questions.
Well, go ahead. This is the right segment for it. I have questions. Is here.
Okay, so have you used this RV for tailgating before?
Tailgating, no. Camping, yes.
Okay. How did you see the RV tailgate going in your mind?
Well, I have a lot of room in the RV to pack all the things. There's a fridge. I have room for coolers. I mean, we have lawn chairs.
Yeah.
Everything's set up for a tailgate. It just looks like it's camping. But honestly, it's a tailgate. I mean, like, if you think about it, that's what camping is.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
You're tailgating in the woods.
So how big is this RV?
It's big. It's
I know that if you're not watching us on YouTube right now, which you should be, but if you're not, you totally missed the humble, oh, it's big from Trevor. You can see it on his face. Like,
it's
I don't brag about it a lot, but
I don't know how many feet. I don't know how many feet, but it's
pretty big.
It's not like the road rules thing where you had to sleep above it's an RV. 31 feet, something like that. 37.
Pretty good.
I mean, there's a queen size bed and a pull-out sofa and all those things. Like, that's what I'm asking. Like, how hard are we going tomorrow? Because if I'm all in, I might grab this RV.
Okay, I gotta send some text to see how we even get. I don't even know. I've never done that before. I don't even know how you get in that lot.
Me neither.
Okay.
All right. I have questions time.
Yes.
Here's my first one. The Brewers NLDS playoff roster comes out tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Who's in? Who's out?
Well, Brandon Woodruff's out.
Do we get the news?
No, but he's. I don't see a world in which he's in.
Okay, I agree.
I hate it, but I think that's the case. I think the biggest question mark is Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah,
in my mind, because man, you'd love to have a bat that's been in the playoffs before, but I mean, when he came back, it didn't really seem like he, teed off on enough of them. And I also am not sure that they really put him in enough to even prove that when he came back, gave him enough shots. But I think that was possibly just because Bowers was doing so well.
And he's a lefty.
True. But either way, I think he's my biggest on the hot seat, might not make it guy. And honestly, looking at the wild card series, I think it's worth it to have another arm. Like, pitching is just so important in the postseason. Unless you're the Dodgers, you have one inning. Even in that game 3 for the Yankees, who spend a little bit of money themselves, by the way, it was one inning. One inning, they put up 4 runs. It was zeros across the board for both teams the rest of the game. That seems to be playoff baseball.
Do we have to figure out the long ball in the playoffs in order to win? My easy answer is no, because we've proven that it's not necessary. However, we do have to get back to Brewers basics and small ball.
So this is a great question, and something that's been so frustrating for me, because the Brewers have done so well this year by pecking away. They peck away even when they're down 4 runs. Base hit, double, steal a base hit. Ball is not leaving the yard. But then you watch some of these other small ball teams, right, that tried doing that in the postseason, stranded with the bases loaded. Tigers left 15 men on base. It was like they broke a record or something in game 2. I mean, it's this type of play that doesn't seem to be working. It's more a pitcher makes one mistake and a team takes it out of the yard, and that is the game changer.
And that's the pitch by pitch that we're talking about.
And so that's what's got me standing here going, I don't know that small ball works, because these pitchers in the postseason aren't giving you enough mistakes to just get people on base. And so some of these teams with power are just taking advantage of that one bad pitch and sending it into the stands.
I know that we have many a Brewer that can hit a home run, and they have proven that they can do it at any time, any place, anywhere. Obviously, there's a few in the lineup: Churio, Yelich, Contreras, Vaughn when he was really on one.
Yep.
But there's a lot of other guys, especially closer to the bottom of that lineup, like Durbin or Terang, who's not leading off, I guess. Is it going to be Yelich?
I don't know.
We have a lot of guys that can hit home runs in really great times, too.
Mm-hmm.
That would make this place go nuts. Will the roof be open? We're going to ask Luke Stampy, our buddy Luke Stampy, longtime buddy of mine here in the Green Bay area. Again, I live in Green Bay. Josh is in Milwaukee, and I'm coming down tomorrow. Don't you worry about it.
In the RV, potentially, which is nuts.
We're going to do some homework. Luke's going to join us at 7:25. He was the meteorologist at Channel 12 in Milwaukee for a number of years. And I want him to tell me what I need to know about the roof being open tomorrow at 1:08 when this game starts, because I believe there's going to be some shadows. And I was thinking about this yesterday. Can we use that to our advantage? How many times have the Cubs played in the shadows at AmFam Field? We're used to it. We know how to handle it.
I mean, don't they have shadows? They play a ton of day games. I'm assuming there's got to be some shadows that
I have no
go
idea.
over Wrigley.
But I'm just we have the ability to use the stadium to our advantage.
I mean, you would know that. You watched Cub games. I didn't. You should know the answer to that. Is it?
We can't bring that up. I'm not sitting here getting texts about me being a fan of the Cubs, of which I am not. I was 7 years old. What are your questions today, other than that one?
All right. This is going to seem completely out of left field or on a completely different field, and we can talk to Andy Herman about it later in the show at 8:20. But there was also a football game that happened last night.
Yeah.
It was really, really hard for me to pay attention or care about it because I'm so not in a football state of mind right now. However, the game went to overtime. And the question I have is, does this new overtime structure work? Because what we saw was with this 10-minute clock, right, the Niners ended up scoring a field goal, and then when the Rams had the ball and they're moving it, they were in a position to where it was 4th and 1. They're either going to go for it and try to score a touchdown to win the game, or they kick a field goal and tie it, then giving it back to the 49ers, but with 3 minutes left, which essentially you don't have 3 timeouts to stop the clock. Essentially, you're probably not going to get the ball back. So that's playing for the tie, which is what LaFleur, it felt like, did when he had the ball. But it ended up that the Rams decided, no, we're going to go for the win. We're not going to kick the field goal to play for the tie. But the fact that they were in that position, it seems like this new format is really leaving a lot of chance for a tie based on the time of that overtime quarter, whatever you want to call it. I don't know that this is going to work.
So I hear what you're saying in terms of, did the rule change with each team getting a possession?
Mm-hmm.
Did it make it better or worse? Yeah. So there's 2 ways to look at this. One is the way Sean McVay looked at it last night. Went for it on 4th and 1, I believe within field goal range, and didn't get it. In his post-game presser, he said that was a bad call. We should have kicked it. In hindsight, of course. Well, if they make it and they score a touchdown, that's a completely different answer.
Right.
Here's where I think there's proof in the pudding about why this is broken already. Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers won the toss in Dallas.
And made a mistake.
And they elected not to take the ball.
Yes. I think that was just poor understanding and strategy by Matt LaFleur. As soon as they made that decision, I didn't understand. And what I was told was, well, yeah, but now they know what to do. If they need a touchdown or if they can get a field goal and just win the game with a field goal. You know that answer if you take the ball second. But they didn't think about the clock and how much time can be ran off that clock by the team that gets the ball first. And that's exactly what ended up happening in that game, as well as the game last night.
There's nothing fair about it. The whole idea of this was, both teams should get a chance. In what sport do you go, all right, your turn, good luck? That's dumb. No, this is a back and forth game on purpose.
You know what my solution was that, I knew that would never be the case, but the home team gets the ball first. You keep the rules exactly how they were. First team to score wins.
A touchdown, right? Not a field goal.
Correct. But the home team gets the ball first. Then, if you are the away team, you're playing that fourth quarter differently. Maybe you don't just say, well, we'll beat them in overtime, because you know that the home team's starting with the ball. It's literally a home field advantage. I think that's way easier than letting a coin decide it. And then they went, well, the coin won't really decide it. We'll give both teams a chance, but we're not going to give the teams enough time to actually play this the way that it should be played. I thought when we saw it for the first time in the Packers game, that it was more, and I still believe it was flawed by Matt LaFleur, but I thought it was mostly Matt LaFleur. Now seeing it last night with the Niners and Rams, I think there's a flaw in the system, and that needs to be fixed.
I think the system's broken. Everything that you just said in regards to you can over-strategize sports quickly. And that's what I heard you just say. Well, what if we did it this way? Then they're going to play the fourth quarter different. Ugh, just play the game.
Sure.
I don't mind analytics, but over-strategizing or managing your timeouts correctly.
What about under-strategizing?
Well, that happened too.
Yes, it did.
Well, and the only time a deferred really works against you is exactly what happened in that Packers game.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas deferred. We fumbled. They scored. And now they get the ball back. It was brutal. But that also was a strategy. Matt LaFleur admitted that he wanted to be aggressive there. And so too did Jordan Love. And then the next day happened, and they're like, maybe not. Maybe we should have just ran that ball into halftime. That's annoying. I don't like the what shoulda, coulda, woulda stuff. And yeah. I really appreciate Sean McVay last night going, we came here to win the game. I love that.
You play to win the game.
You play to win the game. Let's go. All right, good stuff. The most electrifying sound of the day is next, and we can't help but use something from the Cubs game last night. That was a major favor to those little Bears. And it was atrocious. If you watch the game, you know what we're talking about. If not, you will hear it next. The most electrifying sound of the day on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome back inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Time for this morning's most electrifying sound of the day.
The 3-2 from Keller. DJ Rayburn just bailed out Keller, and Bogarts knows it. Next year, that is a helmet tap in a millisecond.
That will definitely be a hat tapper next year.
Not a strike. And honestly, a great take. This is a full count take below the zone. To be able to spit on this pitch is a great at bat. He should be on first base. That is not close.
Credit to Carson Kelly for framing it, but a huge, huge break for the Cubs. They won't complain. They get the first out. And a late strike call to O'Hearn, 1-2.
Brutal.
I mean, yeah, this, like they said, I mean, they said it perfectly. It was a mistake, and this is exactly why it won't happen next year.
So we're going to sit here and play one way during the regular season in regards to putting the ghost runner on second. And we used the ABS system, I believe, in spring training and specifically the minor leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And it proved to work.
Yep.
But in the playoffs, we're not going to put the ghost runner at second because it's all about time and money in the regular season.
Correct.
But we are going to make sure that the human umpires put themselves in a position like this last night. So why, if we're going to change the rules for the playoffs, and we already know we're going to the ABS next year, maybe they consider bringing it to the playoffs, because that call in that point of that game last night changed everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was an awful call. I do have to say, though, I'm not going to say that the Padres find a way to tie the game, et cetera, if that call changes. Because you don't know that anything goes the way that it did if he is on first. Maybe he tries stealing and gets thrown out. Like, you don't know. And that's always been my problem with saying that, it all hinged on one bad call on a striker ball from an ump. It was the wrong call, and it definitely would have helped the Padres. But I'm not going to say that if that one call was different, we're standing here saying Padres and Brewers game 1 Saturday at noon. Whatever. I'm not going to sit here and say that. The Padres had opportunities. They sucked. They did nothing all game.
I understand why that's hard to look at and go, well, we really don't know. And you can look at the next few batters and go, well, if this, then that. And if,
right,
he would have had that, and then this run scores, and there's only still one out, and blah, blah, blah. I know you're not a gambler, Josh, but it kind of reminds me of blackjack. When you sit down at a blackjack table, you get to see the next card, whether you took the hit or would have caused the dealer to bust, or all the different scenarios. That's what I relate this to. If that is a walk in that position of the game, I do believe that game changes. And if you're the Padres, and specifically if you're Xander Bogaerts, I am losing my ever-living mind.
Oh,
now I didn't understand why they didn't, by the way.
They
is
did.
That just no, they didn't.
Oh, after the game. Did you see the clip of the umpires were exiting the field through the Padres dugout, and like some of the coaches got like right in their face and like had to be like pulled back, screaming, like almost physical altercation with the umpiring crew.
See, that's crap. I did not see that. But if you're going to do that, do it in front of everybody else. Do it on the field.
Right.
And honestly, I think they were protecting themselves from a possible suspension in case they won that game. That's the only thing that made sense to me.
Sure.
If I'm a manager or a player, I understand what those ejection rules are before the game starts, because if there was ever a time to really, really make a stink of something, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Schill came out after that call, but he didn't get ejected. Nothing came from it.
By the way, I hate that he covers his mouth. Do you notice that when he's arguing?
Yeah.
He does this, and he's trying to talk through his hands because John Boy is going to be able to say everything he's saying.
It's so good at lip reading.
He's so fun, too. Those clips are great. I'll have to look up that clip of them getting into it in the dugout. Did not see that. Hey, let's go back real quick to the Nicolay Law fan talk and text line. You brought up some good points about how that game ended last night and then comparing that to the overtime rules of what was versus what is. Read that and give me your thoughts.
Yeah, so the 715 said, and don't forget that if you take the ball second in overtime, you get 4 downs the whole drive if you elect to kick, assuming the opponent scores. So they that's a good point. The Rams knew after that field goal went through for the 49ers that they needed to score. So there was no punting. They knew, and they could open up the playbook to all 4 downs to make sure. Now, that's what they ended up doing, even when they were in field goal range, and then they lost the game. So it's not a foolproof plan, but it is an argument in LaFleur's, favor, I guess, for deferring.
The only issue with this is that there was time left on the clock. And so rather than continue to play football and trust your defense, they chose to try to go for it for the win. Didn't get it. Game over.
Yeah.
LaFleur didn't have that ability to do that. In the end, they were either going to kick it and make it to tie and the game was over, or they were going to kick it and miss it and lose. And I think it changes if you manage the clock a little bit differently towards the end of that game. And I did, shocker, did not watch a lick of football last night. I caught the highlights this morning. I caught Sean McVay talking after the game. I looked up the scenario that they were in, and I am full steam ahead, Brewers baseball. Full steam ahead.
And that's the correct answer, by the way.
Yeah. By the way, how lucky are we? I mentioned this yesterday. The Packers don't play this weekend.
Right.
All eyes are on Milwaukee.
Although, based on how it came down, they wouldn't have played at the same time. It would have literally gone Brewers game 1, Packers, Brewers game 2.
For me, it's an attention thing. I want all of the attention on the Brewers.
I agree.
I live in Green Bay. I see Lambeau Field every single day of my life. I am overjoyed that that's not a brag. It's just I don't take it for granted. I do not. I'll never forget when I first moved here, and I drove past that, and I was like, "This is unbelievable." And I still, to this day, I see it every morning on the drive in, unless it's super foggy. Then I can't see it. But on the way to the radio station, boom, there is Lambeau Field.
Yep.
Whew. That's 1 hour down and 2 more to go with amazing guests, including Jeff Levering.
Yes.
Joining us at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. We can't wait to chat with him. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Morning Mind Dump coming up next.
I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa!
Yeah, but all I can say is for today, at least go Brewers.
Today, tomorrow, Monday, and hopefully just one more game. And then let's make those Cubs go away. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome in Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Josh, heck of a time to start a radio show, buddy. I've got chills. I literally have chills. I am so excited to be here on this radio station.
This is it.
During this time, fired up.
This run, this team. Let's go.
At Trevor Thomas IW to follow along with yours truly on the Twitter. At On Air Josh to follow along with Mr. Albrecht. At Inside Wis Sports is the show Twitter handle as well. You can follow The Fan on Twitter, Facebook as well, at The Fan Milwaukee. Listen on the website or on the Odyssey app, thefanmilwaukee.com, and get with us. It is time for our morning mind dump. Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text Line, 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. This is usually the part of the day where we go, all right, our coffee's kicked in, we're awake, we're all the things. I woke up 2 hours ago, fired up.
Yes, you did.
Zero problems getting out of bed today. Not that I've had a problem all week, but I am wide awake, and I have been since this mic opened at 6 a.m. I want to know all your thoughts, all your things. I don't care if you feel like you got to get it off your chest, text us. I want to know where you stand this morning. How are you feeling about this series? The Cubs are coming to town tomorrow. 1:08 first pitch at AmFam Field. It's still unknown to me why we had to wait for the end of that Red Sox-Yankees game to decide what time they were going to play. Whatever. 1:08 AmFam Field, Cubs at Brewers. Next segment, we're going to chat with Luke Sampe. Luke is the chief meteorologist at Channel 5, the CBS affiliate in Green Bay, but he spent a long time at Channel 12 in Milwaukee. A lot of people here in Milwaukee will recognize him and his voice. We got to understand what's going on with the roof. It's supposed to be warm in Milwaukee tomorrow.
Yes.
Record high type stuff. And I wonder how the Brewers play in the dome. Do we use the shadows? That's my question. We'll see what he says. All right. Morning mind dump.
Yeah.
I mentioned this at the top. This is what's top of mind for me is the baseball gods could not have written a better story. What is something that we may be missing in regards to this story? Because I'm all up in my feels this morning. I am all in on playing the Cubs. I know that we've talked about dealing with the fans. Fine. Let's deal with it. Let's keep it civil and certainly don't get physical and try not to be verbal idiots. And I'm speaking to both sides here.
I was going to say, I can only tell you one side that might listen to you, but okay, fair enough.
So help me understand the baseball side, though, because right now I'm in theater mode. I love the storyline. I love that Council's coming back in the playoffs. I love that we're going to knock them out of the playoffs if all things go well. I love that it's Murphy, which has been Council's longtime mentor. That's why Murphy came to Milwaukee. They met back in South Bend. Like, this is a story that has all sorts of layers, upon layers, upon layers. And by the way, we're lucky. We owe all of this to Matt Arnold. And I mean that. There was a chance that Murph was going to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't happen. But that was a real, real chance. I give all of the credit, if you can find it, Josh, to Pat Murphy's kids. Pat Murphy joined myself and John Anderson on the Inside Wisconsin podcast. And Murph talked about what it looked like for him when Counts went to the Cubs. He had some thinking to do. And his kids, his boys, really helped him make the decision. Here you go.
I was not under contract with anyone, and that was, a possibility for me. And
that's something that you had to sit with. And my kids are, my son Austin is 9, and my son Jackson is 4. And I would say to them in the car during that time, do you want Daddy to stay with the Brewers or go to the Cubs? And they'd shout out, Brewers! Dad, you would never go to the Cubs. We hate the Cubs.
Yes, we do.
I
we
love
hate
it.
the Cubs.
I love it.
That was at the beginning of his tenure as the Brewers manager, by the way. A couple years ago, we talked to him first. We were one of the first guys to get with Murph after he accepted the job. And that's the story he told us on the podcast, the Inside Wisconsin podcast, was that his boys, who are 2 years older now, by the way, than they were then.
Sure.
You can't go to the Cubs. We hate the Cubs. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
Raised them right.
Yeah, raised them right is right.
Yeah. Listen, yeah, I want to talk about that too. There definitely are some things on the field. I don't think it matters specifically against the Cubs. It's just things to analyze with this Brewers team. The biggest being who is pitching in Game 3, which I'm afraid to start this because then I'm going to go off on my tangent of my mind dump.
No, we want this.
Okay, well then I'm going to go. So everyone's so confident in this team because of the 97 wins, but you got to also look at this team as they are now. When they were on that hot streak and just that historic run, we weren't thinking, oh man, we might not have a solid Game 3 starter in the NLDS. We weren't thinking that, but that's where we are. So I don't know. It might be Quintana. You're assuming that Priester's going to be Game 2, but then, so maybe the Miz, maybe they end up being a bullpen game. Either way, I don't love that uncertainty of a team that really relied on their pitching out the gate and having some stud pitchers, of us having kind of this question mark of how they end up playing Game 3, which, keeping this going, was also super frustrating. I have no idea why they can't tell me the time of Game 3. It's an elimination game. You can't be eliminated before Game 3 in a best-of-5 series. So I don't understand what they're thinking is going to change in the scheduling of Game 3. Tell us what it is now. I don't understand. It makes no sense to me, and it really pisses me off. Just this is simple information. This should be something that can be put out. I don't understand why Game 1 had to rely on the Yankees winning or losing, but that's just the MLB saying, well, we love the Yankees and we're going to push the Yankees in primetime however we can because Yankees. Fine. But that's not even a concern at this point with Game 3 of Brewers Cubs, which is going to take place in Wrigley. We're trying to plan things. We're going to end up being at Natty Oaks and having a Game 3 watch party. I'd love to tell you what time that's going to be. I can't because MLB is, for some reason, not going to give me that information. It's stupid. No one can tell me why. I absolutely hate it. Okay, now I'm not done. Now, talking about Game 1, right after the game, the first thing that I see is Brewer fans already talking about not selling the tickets to Cubs fans. And this whole, but I hate that that's the first thing you talk about. It doesn't matter which team's coming. It doesn't matter which team. This is why it mattered, because it's not Brewers fans going, let's go. We're all in. The Brewers are going to do this. We have the conversation immediately goes to, please don't sell your tickets to Cubs fans. Oh, I can't wait for this is going to be awful when the Cub fans come to town. It immediately becomes about that narrative, which is what I wanted to avoid. That's exactly why I was hate watching the Cubs, and it's playing out exactly how I thought it was, which is annoying. And then on top of that, seeing screenshots from Brewers fans of what those tickets are going for, and lower level tickets going for $400. $400? That's it? Lower level? Like section 100 tickets going for $400 on StubHub? That's nothing. You don't think Cub fans are going to pay? They can't give you that money quick enough. We said, if you're going to sell your tickets, if you're going to sell out, because I get it. I also have debt mountain to pay off at home. I understand that we don't have Chicago money, and Chicago is going to pay Chicago money for tickets to see their Cubs play at American Family Field. But at least then make Chicago money. Don't look at the market here. Set your ticket higher. Annoying. And that's why right off the bat, I just know that dealing with Cub fans and having to mentally prepare for how many are going to be there is driving me nuts. I want to focus on the field, and I can't because this narrative, like I was afraid it was going to be, is already playing out on social media.
I love that. I love you, and this is the Josh that we all get. It's so. I mean, I love you either way, but that was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm pissed. I'm pissed at the MLB. I'm pissed at the narrative that Brewers fans are already putting out there on social media. It's annoying.
So there's tickets all over the joint, right? And the pricing is all over the joint. I went to the Ticket King first. Okay. There are 16, 18, 26 tickets. There are 26 tickets on the Ticket King's website.
How much are they going for?
The most is $500 each.
Okay.
That's 2 tickets on the infield box section 111, the field infield box.
Oh, ridiculous.
$500. That's not a lot of money for seats that close. SeatGeek seems to have a lot more tickets available. If I just click on 4, there's tickets all over the place on SeatGeek. So I see what you're saying. This is not a ton of money. I mean, the tickets that I bought, Josh, are face value $136.
Right.
That's it. I hope a lot of Brewers fans bought those at $136 and see that was cheap enough to get in and we don't need to sell them.
This is exactly the point, though. Right? What did we say? What did you say? If you're going to sell your tickets, if you're in a position to where you are taking advantage of buying those tickets to resell them, you better be making vacation money.
Right.
A couple $100 per ticket is not vacation money. What are you doing?
Yeah, literally. So I believe there are seats for sale in our section and maybe even in our row. $432 a piece. Plus fees.
Hey, if you're listening right now and you don't have tickets, I need Brewers fans to buy those tickets. If Cubs fans end up buying those tickets and are sitting by us, it's going to be.
Well, it's going to happen.
I'm going to have you stand in front of them the whole damn game. I'm going to have you stand
Great,
up.
So they can hit me in the head the whole time?
I'm going to have you stand up so they can't see anything.
Do we have anything to worry about with you and Cubs fans? Are you going to, the scale of Josh, over the topness?
No,
versus...
I'm not gonna get in any altercations because I'm not a Cubs fan. But I'm gonna be annoyed. You might see me get upset, but I'm not gonna do anything about it because I'm an adult.
Well, sometimes.
Unlike Cub fans.
Nicolay Law fan talking text line 414-677-1250. Andy in Brookfield.
Yeah, hey Andy.
He's asking, is it possible they're waiting to announce game 3 times in case one series is 1-1 and another series is 2-0? So they would put the possible closeout game in prime time. Well, there you go, making a whole bunch of sense, Andy.
Okay, but also, I still don't know that is how the MLB looks at things. I'd love for that to be the case, but I find it very difficult when there's more opportunities for it to be about the market size, and just geographic when games are starting. Those are things that usually are the determining factors, and that's why I'm so confused, because those things we already know. We're going to know who's playing, what time, or when. It doesn't make sense. That's not a good enough reason for me.
This is why I want the Dodgers next, and then the Yankees. Think about this, Josh. Small market Brewers take out Chicago, take out LA, take out New York. That's the path I want, because we've been talking about this all week. You have to beat the big boys if you're going to be a big boy. And That's amazing that is before us. It could happen. Chicago first. I mean, I'm not looking past this. Don't get me wrong. But to your point, and to this point, this is why I want the Brewers to be respected for being the best team in baseball. There was a graphic that the MLB put out. Did you see this on Twitter? The number one team in baseball had their player in this graphic where they lined up a bunch of players.
I did see this one.
And then the World Series trophy was in the middle.
Yep.
The Brewers player, who I believe was Churio, was 3 or 4 back behind the Yankees.
It was either 2 or 3.
In the Red Sox, and the Dodgers, and all of the other players from the big market teams. That is crap.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me you don't want Milwaukee to be in it without telling me you don't want Milwaukee to be in it.
Well,
do they not understand? My turn. No,
yeah. Let me turn my mic off.
Do they not understand the power behind the Milwaukee Brewers fans. Where are we at, Josh, in terms of attendance? Top 10, right? In all of the league.
I believe so.
That should carry some weight. You want to make money? You want to show the fans in their prime? You want this to be what you want from a baseball perspective, especially heading into what is going to be a lockout year. I will be shocked if we have baseball on the regular after 2026's season. This season, next season, and then there's a lot of people that are going to need to put their big boy pants on because I don't expect to have a season in 2027, certainly not starting at the beginning of the year. So watch, learn. Milwaukee is showing you the path. The Brewers fans are showing you the path. The team with anything but the biggest payroll in Major League Baseball is showing you the path. But please, MLB, ignore that so that you can get your big market teams in LA and Philly and Chicago and New York, put them in the limelight instead of showing everyone what America's pastime is all about. And part of it started here in Milwaukee. We cannot ignore the fact that the Braves were way back. They're the only team to win a World Series in Milwaukee. Hank Aaron, one of the best to ever play in Milwaukee. Robin Yount, surefire Hall of Famer, MVP. Just take off your blinders and look at the way baseball is supposed to be, and that's here in Milwaukee.
That was a good attempt, but you still got a little too. You weren't angry enough. It's okay. I appreciated your passion.
I don't have it in me. I don't get angry much.
Hey, how about this on the Nicolay Law fan talking text line? Josh, game time for game 3 isn't announced because game 4 of the ALDS is scheduled for the same day and may not be needed.
Okay.
What? So the ALDS is going to be a game ahead of, because the ALDS starts Sunday, I thought.
Yeah, it starts Saturday. So game 1 of the ALDS between the Yankees and Toronto is on Saturday, and then they play right away again on Sunday.
Oh,
does that have to do with the border?
I have no idea.
Because they're at Toronto. So game 1 Saturday, game 2 Sunday. Same thing with the ALDS on the Seattle side and the Tigers. Game 1 Saturday, game 2 Sunday. This is a travel thing. It has to be. So then ALCS is next. Yeah, it doesn't say that. Here are the dates. I found them. All right. So Saturday, Yankees and Blue Jays. Saturday, game 1. Sunday, game 2. They take 1 day off, and they play again on Tuesday, Wednesday. 1 day off, 2 days off. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it goes Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Same thing with the ALDS on the Seattle side. Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Well, that's confusing.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Brewers and Cubs go Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. Why do we get 2 days off instead of?
This is what I'm saying. I don't understand.
So why aren't the Brewers playing on Sunday?
Right. If it was the same way as the AL side, that's how it should line up.
Maybe Jeff knows. We'll talk to Jeff Levering at the top of this hour, at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Yeah, we'll bring back. We have questions for Jeff Levering. He's going to join us for a bit at 8:02. Don't go anywhere. He'll have the inside scoop. Luke Sampe joins us next. He's the chief meteorologist at Channel 5 here in Green Bay and spent a lot of time at Channel 12 there in Milwaukee. He joins us next to talk about what appears to be a stupid hot day in Milwaukee for Brewers playoff baseball in October. That should work to our advantage, right? We'll find out. We'll ask him about the shade and the sun and how bad we probably need to hydrate, because I know us, and we should definitely hydrate. Sports Talk on the Fan is presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. Luke Sampe joins us next on Inside Wisconsin Sports from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome back inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. The Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text line is open. Love you to chime in. 414-677-1250. Greatest song in the history of baseball songs right here. Fogarty, center field. Let's do it. Joining us now, the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. My buddy Luke Sampe, the chief meteorologist here at Channel 5 in Green Bay, and spent some time, quite a bit of time, in Milwaukee there at Channel 12. Samper, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Hey, congratulations on the new gig, my friend.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's good to see Josh again, too. I know you have a previous time or two.
Hey, Luke.
Chatting.
How you doing, bud?
Hey, Josh. Nice to see you as well, buddy.
All right, so we have questions, Luke, and we need to understand kind of what we're getting into here from a weather perspective tomorrow. Brewers at home, 1:08 Central Time. We all know who they're playing. Talked about what we need to know, though, from the weather side of things. I just looked it up. South winds 16 miles an hour sustained, meaning that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
But that's really not blowing in or out. It's sideways, but it's going to be hot.
I guess it's probably just going to impact the tailgate the most. And I'm sure, I believe, what is it? It's the 1:08 first pitch, right?
Right.
So, that cuts down on the prep time on the tailgating, I guess, a little bit. So that'll, you know what I'm talking about, Trevor. So it's going to be a hot day. I mean, even in Milwaukee, it's going to be hot. Sometimes this time of the year, you still can get that.
Like what's hot,
wind.
Luke? Like we keep saying hot. How hot?
Well, hot for October standards is going to be into the mid 80s. So you're looking at about 83 or 84 degrees at least. Could pop up to, an 85-degree high. And that's crazy. That's crazy for early October. I mean, it's up there near record territory pretty much everywhere in the eastern part of the state.
If you sit on the third base side where Josh and I will be sitting tomorrow, you're going to bake for a while. I really try hard not to sit on that side during the day, but I didn't care based on the playoff baseball and the tickets that I was able to buy. Will there be a shadow thing, though? Because nobody complains more than you about losing sunlight this time of year.
Well, I guess that's the bad thing about a 1:08 first pitch. You're going to bake all afternoon if you're on that side of the diamond. Yeah, I mean, it does, obviously that shadow that gets cast over the field will occur a little earlier just because of the time of the year we're in. But yeah, no, it's going to feel like you're in the middle portion of summer. And I just can't believe we got the Cubs coming in on a home field advantage for us for the playoffs against Craig. Yeah.
Is there any chance whatsoever, clouds, anything, that the roof's closed?
Zero.
Okay.
If imagine a sellout playoff home game and you guys roll up there and the dome or the roof is closed, I think there would be a little bit of complaining. No, it's going to be absolutely open. It's going to be windy. That's probably going to be the saving grace, really, to tell you the truth, in your tailgate time and all of that. Inside, obviously, you're not going to feel too much.
Luke Sampe, the chief meteorologist at Channel 5, the CBS affiliate in Green Bay, also spent some time at the ABC affiliate in Milwaukee, Channel 12. Luke, how long were you there?
I was there for about a 4-year run, and but what's crazy is how fast time goes. I've been up here now for going into my 13th year, but back then it was Mark's still there, Mark Baden, and Sally Severson and Jeremy Nelson. So Mark's the lone one left. He's still holding it down there, and I think he's got a few more years left. He's a little older than me. I think he's getting close to retirement, though.
When you were here, did you guys often talk about what the advantages were of Miller Park then, AmFam Field now? There is some strategy or plausibility that we could use the roof to our advantage. I don't know the rules, by the way. Do they have to have it either all the way open or all the way shut? Or can we create shadows?
Yeah,
what do you remember?
I mean, that whole thing has evolved over the years. I remember there was a time where, obviously they still guarantee a dry experience. And so if there's rain anywhere near, I think it's like a 30-mile radius, it is absolutely shut. Even if it's 88 degrees with 90% humidity, you're going to be sweltering in there because of that guarantee of dry. In terms of sun, I do not know anything in regard to that. However, I do know, I think they only have certain times at which they can decide to actually close the roof, because when that first was built, they tried that mid-game and it was loud and creaky, and sometimes it wouldn't go and do what they wanted it to do. I know they've made improvements, but I think it's kind of like what it is at the start, that's what you get.
That's just the way it's going to be.
Yep. So you're excited, and you said you're kind of with Trevor here about the storyline, loving the storyline of the Brewers, Cubs, and the return of Craig Counsell. But this is the first time, at least from what I saw, that the Brewers and Cubs will have ever faced in the postseason. Period.
Right.
Are you on the same level with Trevor of the ratio with Brewers Cubs fans? Where are you predicting that's going to be?
Well, I think we're going to have a heck of a showing on Saturday. There's just no doubt about it. Monday, we'll have to see. The Cubs fans travel incredibly well. It's only an hour and a half ride up to AmFam for them. So they're going to want to come and see their team. And that's part of the fun thing about going to a Cubs Brewers game at AmFam, is that you get a pretty good frisky banter back and forth between the fans. I know I was there for the 4th of July game 2 or 3 years ago when the Cubs were in town, and it was a Victor Caratini walk-off, and it was incredible, that environment. Having, come on up, Chicago fans, come on up. And I just hope it's I hope, I woke up this morning thinking, oh, I got that let's just sweep them attitude. But you know what? Then I get that PTSD of what has happened in years past. And you're like, okay, let's just get that first one.
Luke and I have tailgated a time or two at Lambeau Field together. And specifically, we like to get in the mix with Bears fans when they're in town.
Oh, boy.
Luke, I'm conversing with Josh about potentially bringing my RV down and tailgating in the parking lot with my RV.
Okay, if you're doing that, how in the heck did I not get invited? Number one.
That was my next question.
And absolutely 1,000,000% yes, you should be taking. When's the next time you're going to get a Cubs Brewers home field, at AmFam? When are you going to get that? You need to.
We need to look it up if I can leave that sucker in the parking lot and overnight. Because if that's the case, I'm doing it. 100% doing it.
It might be worth the city of Milwaukee tickets and citations. It might be worth it.
You imagine getting towed out of AmFam Field's parking lot while you're sleeping? Where am I going? What are we doing?
Yes. Yes, I can.
They'd probably be helping. Yeah, they'd probably be helping you out at that point. I doubt you can just dump your Clark Griswold RV off in the parking lot in the Euchre section. But you got to bring that down there. Well, and make a day of it, because it is an earlier pitch now. So it's kind of like those Sunday night games at Lambeau. You get a 12-hour shift or a 10-hour shift in the pre-gaming. It gets kind of rowdy. It's probably a good thing that you're going to get a first pitch at 1:08.
Well, the other thing we have to look into as well is the hours, right? How long, what are they going to have? Is it going to be the standard 3 hours, in the parking lot prior to first pitch? And what about after? What about after the game? It used to be that you could stay there for 5-6 hours. And it wasn't until I feel like the first time the Brewers made 2000, it might have even been 2008, when then they started, MLB was like, no, you got to have these people go home. And they started kicking people out like an hour after the game.
Yeah, I hope they let it, especially if it's as long as nothing crazy is going on. I mean, why not just let it go? This is they've grinded for 162 games. It's time to celebrate that. They're the number one overall. Nobody saw that coming. Let the Brewers fans have their time in this, because we all know it is fleeting. Nothing's guaranteed, and let's just get game one, right?
I was about to ask ChatGPT over here if I can stay in the AmFam parking lot in my RV. I guess we'll have to see what they come back with here in a second. Samp, you're not going tomorrow?
No, I am not going. We'll be watching, of course, with every pitch. We'll be watching that and checking that out. Just
Why
not
aren't you
working. We had some previous commitments for tomorrow morning, so we're with it being an earlier first pitch. It just isn't going to work. But sometimes it's kind of like watching a football game. Sometimes you're like, sometimes you want to cheer and watch in your own living room. And I think this is a good, especially for game. I just want to get game one. That's like
There will be less Cub fans in your living room.
guaranteed.
You have that.
Guaranteed. We're not going to be having any Cubs fans around here anytime soon, or any Chicago sports fan. And I don't want to get this idea that I hate Chicago. I love the city of Chicago. I like what that city has to offer. I just really dislike their sports teams and their fan bases because, well, let's face it, the neighbor to the north, we've kind of had their number for a long time, and it's fun banter. It's all banter. Last night on my 7-day forecast on each game, the first 3 games of the NLDS, usually you put on your 7-day, you put partly cloudy, mostly sunny, whatever. I just put Cubs lose on every one of those days, and that's all in fun. But some Cubs fans found that on Twitter, and they weren't too happy this morning.
You're one of those I don't just stick to the weather guys on Twitter. You can follow him at Luke Sampe. It's a good follow. Samper, we appreciate you, man. Go Brewers.
All right, guys. Congratulations on the new show and everything. You're sounding great, doing a great job, and we'll catch up with you down the road. You got it, man. We'll talk to you soon. Luke Sampe, the chief meteorologist at Channel 5 here in Green Bay, where I live, and down where you are, Josh, there in Milwaukee. He was at Channel 12 for a while.
Yeah.
Mark Baden, Sally Severson.
Yeah, with our friend.
Good news and bad news. Good news is I can bring the RV. Bad news, I cannot stay overnight in the MFAM Field parking lot. I have to apparently vacate the premises within 1 hour after the game or event. There is no overnight parking allowed.
See, that's what I thought. I thought they changed it to where it's like an hour, and there might be a little bit of leeway, but, especially with it, if it gets crazy enough. But, yeah, it's not like it used to be to where you could go back out after the game and reset up the tailgate and be there for another 2-3 hours.
2-3 hours? 2-3 beers?
Now they say, nope, don't unpack, get in your car, go home. I need to say on the Nicolay Law fan talk and text line, our friend Josie said, hey guys, I'm just able to tune in now. What's the plan for tomorrow? Josie, stay with us. We're working on it. We're going to get this figured out. I also did put out the bat signal on my Twitter account at OnAirJosh, just asking people, hey, Brewers fans, if you're going tomorrow, are you tailgating?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Let us know.
Bring? I mean, I'm not opposed to doing our own tailgate, especially if I bring the RV thing. Is there a Walmart around there that I can pull that thing into afterwards and just take a nap? No.
Yeah, there'll be something. Also, I love this. It's a for your travel accommodations. This morning start, this noon start of a game was what you wanted. That's what you wanted. You didn't want the 8 o'clock. You were worried about having to drive. You imagine having to drive the RV home at midnight?
I have no intentions of driving this RV home tomorrow night, regardless of the first pitch.
Well, sure.
We will be finding some spot for me to go night.
Yeah.
In that RV later, because I would love to go back to Kelly Bleachers or Natty Oaks and have a blast after game 1 win against the Cubs in Milwaukee. Oh, I can't get to sleep fast enough tonight. I want tomorrow so bad.
Is it not insane that it's tomorrow? It's like in 26 hours. What?
That's what I felt last night.
What's happening? This is
I texted you.
This literally is wait. Okay, we're here.
That's it.
Insane.
And now it's against the Cubs. That's why I walked in fired up today. And you were like, dude, settle down.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. It was like 4:30 in the morning, and you're, I mean, it was nuts.
I don't understand why you're not.
Cautious. I needed a little bit. I needed to wake up a little bit. You came in already at 100.
If I'm positive, Pete, you're like cautious Charlie over there right now. Just
cautious Charlie.
There's a lot going on in your head. Still,
There's always a lot going on in my head.
I don't find you comfortable yet. We will get you there before the end of the show this morning. I promise.
I don't know that I'm going to be comfortable, but I'll be locked in. This is it. This is the time. I mean, you heard my rant during the morning mind dump of fans, and I have a tweet. Someone tweeted at me specifically that's listening to the show that I'm going to be reading in the next segment because.
Love it.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
All right, we'll talk more about our tailgate plan after we get back. It's time to take the playoff edition of the Leadoff Show on the road tomorrow ahead of the I-94 rivalry Game 1 matchup between Milwaukee and Chicago. Join Tommy Wirtz and the Leadoff Show at Kelly's Bleachers on Blue Mound tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Brought to you by Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan. This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor Thomas and Josh Albrecht, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome back. Oh, there's no cheap seats. There ain't.
Yeah, there are.
Define cheap, though. I mean, I just looked.
How cheap?
There are 10 seats right in front of us. Literally right in front of us. 408. Oof, I need cheaters. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome back. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Follow us on Twitter. It's at Trevor Thomas IW, that's moi, and Josh Albrecht, that's him.
Hi.
At On Air Josh. At On Air Josh. The show is there too at Inside Wis Sports. The Fan is there as well at The Fan Milwaukee, and the website, thefanmilwaukee.com. You can listen to us there on the Odyssey app and see us and listen to us on YouTube.
I have to get this tweet that someone tweeted at me as we're talking about selling tickets and your seats and things. Also want to remind people, make sure to tune in top of the hour, next segment. Jeff Levering, voice of the Milwaukee Brewers, is going to be joining us. Super duper excited to be able to talk with him before game one. All right, I had someone who's listening to the show tweet at me and said, hey, On Air Josh, I'd like to make WSSP money because for some of us, $500 per ticket is a hell of a lot of money. Some Cubs fans will have to buy them because I'm priced out. Okay.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Okay, a few things here. First, radio don't got money. All right, trust me, I'm not doing this job for the money. Second of all, if you are trying to buy tickets, as a Brewers fan, that's a completely different argument than what we're having. Okay, if you're saying that $500 per ticket is a lot of money for you to make off of this, I don't know that that's necessarily true. Depending on where your ticket is, you paid at least $100 at face value to get into the game. And that's the whole point of what we're saying. If you can't afford to go and yet you got your ticket for the game, whether through a season ticket package or you just bought them when they went on sale at face value, to then sell them for $200, $300, $400 more a ticket, first of all, you're not making as much as you could. And second, that's what we're begging you to not do, is to then don't buy it in the first place, to just resell it to a Cubs fan. That's the whole thing.
Radio money. That's cute.
I know. Man, you must be making a lot of money over there at SSP.
Happy to be here.
Woo! That's a good one.
Get a maker?
That's a good one.
So I'm trying to see if I can buy an RV pass on the MLB app / website.
Yes.
Is there anything more frustrating than when you forget your password and then you go to reset it? Nope, you can't use the same password that you just used. That's the one I just put in.
Yeah, that is annoying.
Or you can't use the same password that you used 2 passwords ago. Okay. If I knew what my password was, I wouldn't be in this position. We'll see if we can get some RV things. A friend of mine just texted me, okay, and said, do not, and I repeat, do not bring the RV. Nothing screams, pull me over, I've been drinking, than Uncle Eddie rolling down I-43, I-94 in a giant RV. Pause. I will not drink and drive. That is a hard rule for me, which is exactly why I just texted a buddy and said, hey, should we carpool tomorrow? You want to bring your crew in my RV? I'm considering an all-out bash. Also, do you by chance have a sober driver that knows how to drive an RV? Asking for a friend.
I love it. I love that so much.
Hypothetically speaking, if we chose to bring the RV and tailgate, what are your top 3 tailgate menu items? And I want to know yours too. Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text Line 414-677-1250. What are your top 3 tailgate menu items?
Okay, are we discounting drinks? Is this just food?
No, yeah, the drinks are what they are.
Okay.
This is just food. What do we need to eat for brunch tomorrow, whether it's lunch or breakfast or both?
See, that's why you bringing breakfast into this throws the whole thing out of whack, because I don't usually tailgate breakfast. But so that's why I go brat. Okay? Like you need the brat. And then I'm a huge taco dip guy. I need a taco dip.
Taco dip.
Yeah. Which I know a lot of people are like, for the tailgate. Yes. I want a taco dip.
Taco dip. One more. Bacon?
Doesn't really. That's not usually a thing. I don't know. Like after that, it's all liquid.
Got it. Are you a hot dog brat bun guy, or are you like that big dumb brat bun?
No, I don't need to eat a loaf of bread every time I have a brat.
Are you a flavored brat guy?
I don't mind. What do you have in mind?
Yes. Go to Festival Foods.
Sure.
There's 173 different flavored brats. And they're fantastic. They're all fantastic. I don't know how I'm going to pull this surprise off yet, but I got something noodling. I got an hour left to figure it out. I've thought about this literally all week, and
this is what I'm talking about. We had all week, and now here we are, 24 hours before the game, going, what are we going to do? Where are we going to be?
It definitely crept up on us. But there was that denial piece. We didn't know who or where or when.
True.
And now it's here, and we're like, okay, it's happening.
Right.
It's happening. It's crazy. You know who is probably sitting right now, working from home with the YouTube channel on and saying to herself, great. Now I have to help this idiot pack the RV.
Oh, no, the missus.
That's Amanda.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. She's like, sweet. Can't wait to get up early tomorrow with you and help you pack the RV so you can go down and have a blast without me. It's homecoming tomorrow. It's homecoming.
Yeah.
Tonight and then tomorrow. And Amanda is going to stay home with our oldest son, who's doing the whole homecoming dance thing with a bunch of buddies. Trust me, he's excited to be there and totally bummed that he's not going to be able to go to the game. I digress, and I thank her in advance that if we end up bringing the RV, it is going to take a little bit of planning. That's on me. I'll take that. All right.
That'd be okay.
Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios. For now, but not later, you got to join us tomorrow. Kelly's Bleachers on Blue Mound, the playoff edition of the leadoff show on the road tomorrow ahead of the I-94 rivalry game 1 matchup between Milwaukee and Chicago. Join Tommy Wirtz and the leadoff show at Kelly's Bleachers on Blue Mound tomorrow from 9 to 1, brought to you by Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan. Do they have RV parking there?
No.
You sure?
I don't think they can. It's gonna be tough to squeeze an RV on Blue Mound.
I didn't know if they had parking. I don't think I've been to Kelly's
parking,
Bleachers
but it's
one time.
Yeah, you're taking up about 4 spots with that RV.
How much?
How much?
How much?
How much?
Maybe it's worth it.
We'll see. But I promise you, before anyone listening that wants to know, before the end of the show, we will have this figured out. We will have an answer for you on what our plan is.
The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Stay here. I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa!
McLean, fly ball, center field. Lockridge is back. Lockridge makes the catch. 14 in a row for the Milwaukee Brewers. The hottest team in the land comes from behind, and they win it in 11. Brewers fans soaking it all up in Cincinnati, seeing something that has never been done in the franchise's history.
And you thought I was jacked before. That helps. Head to toe goosebumps. Jeff Levering on the call. Welcome in Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 the FM Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Josh, it is here. It is the day, and there's nobody I would rather chat with this morning.
Agreed.
I'm so grateful he said, you got it. I'll jump on. Happy to do it. My guy, Jeff Levering. Jeff,
Yes.
how are you doing? How are you doing?
You know what? I'm doing really well, fellas, because I know what time the game is. I know what time the Brewers and who the Brewers are playing. There is some certainty with what's going on with the Milwaukee Brewers right now, and that's a really good thing come tomorrow at about 1:08 p.m. Central Time.
Give or take
Yeah.
a minute or two. Yeah.
Right around there.
So Josh and I have talked all week out of not fear, but just cautiously optimistic about the way the Brewers finished the season. I think they were playing coy on purpose, frankly, that they were doing something to hold themselves back because they didn't need to push it or get hurt or put guys that were injured back in that didn't necessarily need to be back in there. That's a long way of saying, are we ready for this?
I think so. I think the last few days have been very competitive down at American Family Field. I know guys are having a good time and almost inter squads. Feels like spring training, but this feels like the last couple of days before spring training, and then the light turns on. So that light's going to be pretty darn bright come Saturday afternoon. The shadows are going to be bright. All of it's going to be bright. And today, I bet you the Brewers are going to go out there knowing they're going to have a 1 o'clock game, and they're going to do the things that they need to do today, knowing what the field is going to look like at that particular time at this time of year. So I think that whether they played coy or not, I think is a different conversation. I just think that they didn't have a whole lot to play for at that point, right? And it's hard to self-motivate when you have been grinding so hard for so long. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we've accomplished what we needed to accomplish. I'm going to pull back just a little bit. I think they pulled back just a hair, but they were also being smart with pitcher injuries and trying to take the reins off just a little bit. But at the same time, this team only knows one gear, and that's full throttle all the time. It's just hard to play that way for an entire season. And they did that essentially since the middle of May moving forward. So it's okay the way that they finished. They still had the best record in Major League Baseball for a reason.
We're talking to Jeff Levering here on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. And before my question, I just got to say, so good to talk to you again, Jeff. You know, I gotta point out when my time across the way ended, Jeff was a true professional. He even came on my podcast, at the end of last season, and that was really awesome. And I appreciate you, buddy, and glad that we're back and talking on the radio. My question for you here is, do you have an update? Can we get an update? As now we are locked in. We know who we're playing. We know what time we're playing. With this roster, we're still waiting to find out what's going on with Brandon Woodruff. Do you have any idea there? And just looking at the rest of the roster before tomorrow.
Yeah, Jeff, spill the beans.
Yeah, here we go. The roster doesn't need to be set until tomorrow before the game, so I bet you they're going to wait until the last possible minute to set their roster. And I think they were waiting to see who their opponent was going to be too, because it all depends on matchups, right? Who's going to mix in better with other position battles and all those different types of things. Now against the Chicago Cubs, your roster may have looked different against the San Diego Padres. So roster-wise, they're not going to lock anything up until tomorrow. It's my guess. On the Brandon Woodruff front, they've been saying that they're going to make an announcement for the last 48 hours. They haven't made an announcement, so they're just waiting on things. Listen, for the way that Brandon Woodruff was talking at the end of the season, using the word "was" a lot, I'm not going to count on Brandon Woodruff. I would love
Yeah.
to see Brandon Woodruff pitch in the playoffs. I just don't know if that's happening. So I've enjoyed the heck out of watching this run from Brandon Woodruff. He's going to be the loudest cheerleader in the dugout and in the clubhouse if he's unavailable to pitch. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? And we'll just wait and find out.
You want to talk about playing coy? Imagine he's like, you know what? Not as bad as we all thought. I'm there. Game 3. See you
The
then.
biggest swerve ever.
That would be quite the curveball. And it would be, and you know what? I think everybody would be for it. Everybody would be all jacked up and ready to go. And I mean, again, I hope he pitches. I really hope he pitches. But I just don't know. I just don't know.
The storyline couldn't be more than perfect for what we're about to go into this weekend. The rivalry, Council coming back. I mean, the Cubs fans probably going to be out in force at AmFam Field. How are you doing as the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers in prep for this? Because the greatest experience I've ever had at AmFam Field was game 1 of the NLCS in 2018 when Brandon Woodruff actually hit that home run off of Clayton Kershaw. There's going to be something unique about tomorrow, though, that I am just calmly preparing myself for in terms of atmosphere.
It's going to be charged. I can tell you that much. It's going to be crazy. I've never seen American Family Field as crazy as it is during a playoff game. And that's 18, that's 21 against the Braves, that's 23 and 24 against the Diamondbacks and against the Mets, respectively. But this series in particular is going to be something that I don't think I've ever experienced. Dodger Stadium during NLCS was as loud of an atmosphere as I've ever heard in my life in 2018. That's 55,000 people. I think that this Cubs Brewers series is going to be louder than that. Listen, you could not have asked for 2 better series in the DS than Phillies, Dodgers, and Brewers Cubs. I think it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing drama, the storylines, the matchups. I love the fact that the Brewers are playing against the Cubs. It's going to be crazy. My heart is going to be going a million miles an hour, and like everybody else's. In the state of Wisconsin, Brewers fans, Cubs fans are a little anxious about it because the Brewers have dominated the division for years. So now's your opportunity to do it in the playoffs. First time ever these 2 teams are matching up in the playoffs against one another. It's going to be unreal. It's going to be unreal.
One of the things we've been looking at, and maybe you know this as far as the broad, we don't know the time for game 3. And we were trying to analyze the way that the schedule's played out because apparently the AL series are going to be in game 4 when the NL is in game 3. Were you guys told on the broadcast side anything of why it was set up that way or what to expect for game 3?
Yeah, so the reason that Major League Baseball set it up that way is so that there's baseball every day. So that's why and it rotates every year. So last year, the American League team had a day off between games 1 and game 2. This year, it's the National League that has the day off on Sunday going into Monday. That way, there's always a game, and it's tough television wise too to have 4 games on at the same time. So if you're staggering those game times, it's really tough to do that. So it makes sense. Much like Monday, you're going to have a 5:00 start and an 8:00 start, or 4 and an 8, whatever it is. And the Brewers have the 8:00 start on Monday. So the National League will have the center stage on Monday, just like the American League will on Sunday. Tuesday, you're going to have 4 games. And then Wednesday, the National League gets a spotlight by itself. So that's the way that they did it. And it makes sense. It makes sense for the game 3s and the game 4s. You just want to make sure you have exposure on every single day during the playoffs.
See, I knew that he'd know the answer. I knew it.
He always
does. We
just
had to wait. We just had to wait from 6 to 8. There we go.
Last question for me. Jeff Levering, the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers on TV and on the radio. This is the fastest 10 minutes of my life, Jeff. But here's the last one, okay? The last time you were on the radio, on the air, in the playoffs, your voice was inaudible for all the reasons we know now. How do you feel about that going into this playoff game, knowing that the last time you were in that booth in the playoffs was with you?
I mean, it was audible. It wasn't great. I mean, it was very.
It was great.
It was great.
it was wavering. I would say that. I hadn't really thought about it, Trev. So thanks for bringing that up.
Sorry.
No, I think it's going to be great. I think that this is the series that he would have loved. I think this is the series that I think everybody in the Midwest wanted to see. They wanted to see Brewers Cubs. The Padres are a great team, but I love the fact that it's Brewers Cubs and having a playoff game without Uke is going to be weird. It's going to be weird. But all we can do is call the game the way that he would want us to call it and have fun with it, and don't make it any bigger than it is, because it's massive, and we're going to do our best to try and not make it bigger than it is. But yeah, it's probably going to be emotional. It's probably going to be emotional. Not as bad as the home opener without him. I can tell you that much right now. But it'll be fun, and we will do our best to honor Bob, and we're just going to keep rolling with it.
I appreciate you jumping on, man. Let's get you out of here. Jeff Levering, the voice of the Brewers. Have a great weekend, and thanks again for letting us check in with you from time to time. I can't wait to do it again.
My pleasure, guys. Have a good one. Good to see you.
You're the best, Jeff. Good to see
Thanks,
you.
Jeff.
Jeff Levering, the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers on TV, and then all playoff long on the radio. Whoops. Didn't mean to.
Yeah. Let me just say that, his calls, that emotion that you can hear in his voice and his calls is everything to a fan like me. Not only is Jeff an amazing person, and you can't say these things, in front of him because he's just, always gloating humbleness.
One of the most humble people I've ever met.
But hearing those calls and feeling that emotion as a fan makes me so happy, because it really resonates with how I'm feeling as a fan. No one better than Jeff. Love Jeff.
I'm just going to say this here because it's the right thing to do. There was a video online a few days ago from a friend of ours, Brian Butch, whose son Blake had some massive brain surgery at Children's.
Very true.
Jeff Levering, on his own, went and got Blake a custom jersey, had the team sign it, and then drove it up to Brian Butch's house.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
What a guy. Seriously.
Yeah, what a guy's right. And I just said, you're an amazing man and a great human being. And he said, Trev, it's easy. It's the right thing to do. It's what you do. So I talked to Brian last night. And for anybody that knows and cares and loves, Blake is doing really, really well.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
And I'm so overjoyed by that. All right, we will chat with Andy Herman next and get the lowdown on what the bye week has been like for the Pack and what we should expect going into the weekend, and then things getting back on track as the players come back for Monday.
And
inside,
we are still going. Sorry to cut you off. We are still going to get you your answer. But the show is not done. We are still going to get an answer on our tailgate situation for tomorrow, for the game. We will either join you, you will join us. We are going to have some fun for that game.
A foot off camera, there is a bus parking pass in my cart.
Oh, let's go.
Should we, though? Like, there's just, it's a lot. This is a lot. It sounded great until I found the parking pass, and I'm like, oh, God, we're doing this.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Well, no, I don't care about that. I'm worried about the whole, I'm worried about driving, frankly. And I want to make sure that I'm smart, and I want somebody to buy.
You got to wait to hear if you got a crew with a driver coming down.
I need a driver.
Yeah,
and I have a ticket for a driver, by the way.
Oh,
I have two tickets left that are unused for tomorrow's game.
Oh, I'm sure we could find someone then.
We're gonna find somebody, whether it's here locally and that can jump in, or meet us down there. Whatever, we'll figure it out. All right, Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Nag. Short net.
What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome back inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 1057 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Follow us on Twitter. Me, Trevor, at Trevor Thomas IW, and Josh is at On Air Josh. Follow the show, too. It's at InsideWisSports.com. Nope, not .com. It's just at InsideWisSports. That's the Twitter. I was reading the FanMilwaukee.com below that. That's the website. You can listen to us live there on the Odyssey app and on YouTube as well. All right, the text messages are flying in now about this tailgate. 414-677-1250. Hit us up on the Nicolay Law Fan Talk and text line. We got to make a decision, and honestly, we may not make it by the end of the show. There's a lot of moving parts in this. We'll tweet it. How about that? Follow along on Twitter later, and we'll make sure we let you know. By the way, it's a good, fun follow of you and I, especially when we bring our texts that we're giving in the middle of the game to life on the old social media.
True.
How is this going to go with us together? Because I am an eternal optimist and you are a realist. That's how we open the show every single day.
Yep.
Can I depend on sitting next to you? Are you going to be moving around?
Oh no, I'm going to be moving around. I'm going to be standing. I'm going to be freaking out the whole time. I'm going to be locked in on every pitch, but I'm going to be freaking out.
So when do you move? In between the half inning, presumably?
Maybe. It depends on how the game's going.
Can you explain a little bit, please?
Nope.
Like, I don't know if there's no explanation.
There's not. I wish I could.
Jason in the 920.
I just feel it. It's a feeling.
Well, you have your things and I have mine. Jason in the 920 texted in on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line and said, Josh, if you think Trevor's fired up today, just wait for tomorrow. You'll have to put him on a leash. That is the truth.
Can't wait for that.
That is the truth. Best tailgate recommendation? Booze. Got it. Thanks, 920. Appreciate you.
Done.
Here's an idea. Eggs, hash browns, bacon, or sausage on the Blackstone griddle. That doesn't interest you, Josh? You're not like, are you a breakfast guy?
Yeah, of course it interests me. I'm just saying I'm very unfamiliar with the breakfast tailgate. If I told you how many times I participated in a breakfast tailgate, it is under 2 times.
Have you ever?
Maybe, but it has not happened a lot. Not to where it's significant. No.
Andy in Brookfield. I will buy the Long Island iced teas if I can get that extra ticket.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, well, bribery works.
Not against it.
Not against it. That's fair. Somebody else said on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line, I'm happy as long as there's something vegan that I can experience. Our tailgate is not for you. Nothing about our tailgate will be vegan. Not that I'm saying that's wrong or bad. You do you. I do not. I don't think Josh does either.
No.
So do we have to give some final thoughts here on what we expect from this game and this crowd? Because I feel like there's 2 different games tomorrow, Josh. There's one game that's on the field. Mm-hmm. And then there's another game that will be played in the stands. And it will have an impact on the game on the field. I have not been to a Brewers-Cubs game in a minute.
Same.
And
on purpose, by the way.
That's exactly what I was about to say. We can't feel that way tomorrow. Nothing about our experience tomorrow can be like, oh, God, here we go. We have to own it. So the last time I was at a Brewers-Cubs games, it's solid 2-3 years ago. Solid. All of that. My son was at one earlier in the year, and he texted me in the 7th and goes, and now I know why I don't come. So I'm trying really hard to believe that this Brewers playoff series against the Cubs in Milwaukee is going to be something different. Can you help confirm that for me, please?
No, I can't.
Can you try?
I don't know, because I don't know that it will. Listen, I expect the battle in the stands to be greatly dependent on the battle on the field. It's going to start rowdy, but I think it's going to be an opportunity for either team to take the other fans out of it, and we'll see if morale can stay up on both sides, who knows? But it should be a good game. I will tell you this, based on what I saw from the Cubs in their series against the Padres, based on what we saw in every other series, it is going to be intense every pitch. Do not expect it to be every inning is going to have opportunities to score runs. It just does not seem to be postseason baseball. It's take advantage of the misses and the opportunities when they come to you, because they're not going to come very often.
I pulled some audio earlier, and we played it from the interview that we did with Pat Murphy on the Inside Wisconsin podcast. There's one other piece that I want to play for us in this segment. It's Murph and John and I talking about what to expect when the Brewers play the Cubs. We talk a little bit about what we expected and how we felt when Craig decided to leave and go to the Cubs. But here, too, is also what Murphy said in regards to what it's like to play the Cubs in his tenure.
Did you say to him, dude, this is the Cubs? Did you say it something like somebody's going to be pissed?
Not under contract with anyone, and that was a possibility for me. And
the Cubs, you knew that, right? It's the Cubs. Like you can't go to the Cubs. Like the Cubs are awful, and you have to adopt that now. Like I don't know what you think about him, but I'm going to need you 19 times or whatever it is on the schedule to go. I'm going to have to bury that guy.
You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that.
I saw in an interview someday that you were talking about your relationship with Craig and how that's not going to change. But when it comes to when you meet them this season, quote, I'm going to try to beat their ass. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm not going to be the one doing it, but I'm going to be standing there watching it.
I'm not going to be the one doing it, but I'm going to be standing there watching it. If you don't think Pat Murphy wants this series above and beyond anything ever, I promise you he does.
Of course.
And this is Dad that's not going to show his emotions much, if anything, at all. And know they're there.
Yeah.
The guy is going to be dialed in this series against Craig Counsell. And we can't, as Brewers fans, we have to admit, we cannot expect Pat Murphy to feel the way we do about Craig Counsell. It's not happening. There will be a handshake and a smile at home plate when they bring the lineup cards to the umps. That's a thing. They've known each other for decades. But if you don't think Murph wants this for the Brewers and for himself and for all of the hard work the last 2 years have been to make sure that people know that this team may not have the payroll, may not have the names that matter in the long scheme of some of the others in comparison in the MLB on other teams, none of that matters anymore. Pat wants this just as much, if not more than we do, for reasons that we don't even know. He came out and said it earlier in the season. Let's just tell the truth. We don't have the payroll that other teams do. Mm-hmm. That wasn't an excuse. It was just some would call realism. Yeah. And yet here we are. And if you don't think he wants to prove that to the league, that this doesn't matter, this is about the power of friendship and the magic brew and win one for Uke and all those things. Yeah, right. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. This is going to be a long day.
Listen, you got to put your focus in to what we're doing tomorrow morning. That's got to be the main focus and distraction as we wait for game one. We got to figure out, are you bringing the RV? Who's coming with you in the RV?
Who's coming with me, man? Who's coming with me? I don't think anybody's coming with me.
Oh.
I think I'm going to bring the Jeep. I'm going to take the top off the Jeep. I'm going to put the griddle in the back of the Jeep.
You said so the RV's dead.
I don't know. The RV's not dead. Listen, I got a lot of time until game time. I got a lot of time until I need to make this decision.
Okay.
Josie says, I'll bring the veggie dogs. Bear and Beaver Dam says, Trevor is unguardable. Josh is unexplainable. This is going to be great on Twitter tomorrow. It will be. Can we take videos? Are you one of those guys that's like, nope, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't take a video of me.
No, you can do whatever you want. You can be doing whatever you want. I don't know how I'm going to be. So much is going to be, I can tell you this. I'm going to be dialed in to the game. And that is it. That's all I can promise you.
Here's another thing I'm thinking about. I might reach out to a buddy of mine that's a videographer.
Oh, God.
And go, hey, bud, I have 2 tickets for tomorrow's game. Bring your camera. I want all of this experience on video. But do we want to be that guy?
That's what I'm saying. Is this about us?
No, I just want to capture it. I think we're in the content business.
That's true.
Nothing more wants me to grab all of the content that is going to happen between you and I tomorrow, and specifically more from you than me, most likely.
Well, the content will be there, and you will have the opportunity to record it. You might need me to sign a waiver.
Sign a waiver?
It'll happen. I'm excited. I want to see listeners out there. I want to see Brewers fans out there tomorrow, and I want them to get there early. I want to have some fun, and then I want to get locked in, and I want to come away with a W. That's what needs to happen. More than anything is that we need to come away with a W.
So what's it going to take, Josh? What is tomorrow's W dependent on? Is it the long ball? Is it pitching? Is it relief? Give me your thoughts.
I think it's pitching needs to be perfect. Whether it's Freddie or someone else, which is difficult, right? Because even though Freddie's won and had an outstanding season, this is now, we can't have it to where he gets settled in after he gives up, a solo shot in the first and a second solo shot in the second. You can't have that being down 2-0 and just assuming, well, now's when this Brewers team's going to peck away and come away and score 5-6 runs. That is not how the postseason has gone so far. That does not seem to be the postseason recipe for success. It has to be your pitching is locked in. If you look at the way that the series went for the Cubs, it was they got blanked in the second one 3-0 because the Padres pitching was lights out. Then same thing happened for the Cubs the other way around. They blanked they almost blanked the Padres up until the end. It's pitching's got to be perfect.
First inning Freddie can't show up. That's what I call it. When first inning Freddie shows up, runs go on the board for the opposite team, and he doesn't look comfortable. Now, in Freddie's defense, oftentimes and more than not, he can settle in, and then he has a really good couple, 3-4 innings.
Mm-hmm.
I also think Freddie needs to go a ways tomorrow. This isn't 5-inning Freddie. This really should be at least 6-inning Freddie, and if we can somehow get Freddie into the 7th, are the pitch counts turned off? Meaning, we saw, was it a Red Sox pitcher the other night throw 117?
Yeah.
We're going to do that, right? We're going to push these guys to the brink and try to get them through 3 times in the opposite order. Get them through three times.
It's so much going to depend on where the game's at. That's the other thing. You've seen the shortest leashes in times of trouble in this postseason across all the games. If a starter goes out there but gives up 2 runs in the second inning, the bullpen's warming up, and they might not even make it through 2. I think that's what happened with Darvish. I don't think Darvish went more than 2 innings yesterday. It all depends on the game itself and where they are at.
Josie says that she has a video of Josh chugging some of those baseball bat beers.
Oh, I'm sure she does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was wearing more of the beer than I drank it, but yeah,
you were wearing.
Oh,
Josie, yeah. Can we get video on this thing? Do you know who she is?
Yeah, I know Josie. Yeah, she's great.
Share
Love
my
Josie.
number with her, would you?
No,
I need that video.
No, you can
Baron
see it
Beaver
off
Dam.
of Josie's phone tomorrow at a tailgate.
Oh, she will. Good. Tell her that we would appreciate connecting. Baron Beaver Dam. Trevor took the words out of my mouth. You guys are in the content business. Just don't do anything to lose this amazing opportunity. Yep, we'll dial it in. We'll be all right. And then she goes, or have a waiver before airing that this video does not reflect the fan Milwaukee. Just us 2 goofballs living our best life. That's what this is. By the way, that's what this whole show is.
Correct.
This whole show is just 2 goofballs living our best life. You want to talk about OPS and elemental Ps? Not your guy.
Yeah.
I want to talk about
what is it good
dream.
for?
What is it good?
These stats. All these
Trevor's
stats.
Bane has arrived. The Cubs are coming to Milwaukee to get their collective butts kicked, and we are here for it. And Ziggy says, and yes, I finally made it in. Bowling went late last night. Lanes 5 and 6 broke, which caused a delay. Josh knows.
Yeah. Sucks when that happens.
Did you bowl last night?
I did not. No. If I bowl, it's usually on Wednesdays, not Thursdays.
Okay, one more question about the tailgate thing.
Yeah.
We should probably make an appearance at Kelly's Bleachers on Blue Mound, don't you think?
Oh, why? Something happening at Kelly's?
Yeah, the playoff edition of the leadoff show
Oh.
on the road tomorrow. Ahead of this rivalry game 1 between the Cubs and the Brewers, Tommy Wartz will be there. The leadoff show at Kelly's Bleachers on Blue Mount tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Brought to you by Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea on 1250 a.m. and 105.7 FM The Fan. You want to make me have a blast at this Brewers game? Feed me a bunch of Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Teas.
Yeah.
Those sound amazing.
There's a good chance that if we're not there, we're definitely calling in live and giving a parking lot update.
Are they going to be on YouTube for that tomorrow?
I hope so.
We should definitely get that link.
Yeah.
Just show up randomly on the show, grilling on a flat top, some bacon.
Oh, hey there.
What's going on there? Hey, we got the RV. We're all set up.
We convinced him to bring it down. Man.
So we're talking about pitching a little bit there, and Baron Beaver Dam says, I'll be happy and heavy bullpen with the way the schedule works out. The NLCS is when starters are going to be asked to go deep, so he doesn't want it to happen in this one.
I don't know that that's true because we saw it in the wild card series. They were already going deep if they needed to. It's all situational. This is where being a manager and making those decisions, this is where you step up. When do you pull a guy? When do you not? How long do you let him go? Who do you use? These are the chess matches from a managerial standpoint.
When we come back from break, we'll give our predictions on how tomorrow is going to go. We're not touching Monday with a 10-foot pole, but we'll talk about the way it needs to be. And we'll also review how we did leading into these DS series, the NLDS, the ALDS. How do we do on picking those games? We'll give our thoughts on tomorrow's games.
Also, it's What's Up Wisconsin. We're going to tell you what we got going on the rest of the day today. And I'm going to try to get an answer out of Trevor on what's up for tomorrow.
My wife is going to text me and be like, are we really doing the RV thing? It's not like we don't have anything going on tonight with football and homecoming and all the things.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? All right, we'll do it next. It's Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I know we're not a music station, but part of me wants to be. Crank it! Oh, I've got the chills all up and down. Here we go. See. Let's do this, Milwaukee. Let's do this, Wisconsin. I'm seriously chills. I don't know why. What it just feels different this year. This is it. I know it. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Turn it up a little bit more. Catch the fever. Man, I got the fever. All right, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Trevor Thomas IW and at On Air Josh, at The Fan Milwaukee on Facebook and Twitter, and the website, thefanmilwaukee.com. This is What's Up, Wisconsin. This is the time where we want to know what you're doing for the game tomorrow. I frankly...
And today.
Okay,
I still care about you today. What's up?
What's up? I got homecoming tonight.
See?
FVL homecoming. So we'll be there with bells on. And then what time am I going to have to leave tomorrow? I got a lot of planning to do.
See, you got a lot of planning to do. It's a Friday for me, and on Fridays, I go to Natty Oaks. I get a big old bowl of chili.
Big old bowl of chili.
And so I got to do that. I got to go do that today. And I also got to find out and help you navigate what the hell we're doing tomorrow.
All right, so here's what we're doing. We've committed to this.
Okay.
We are going to tailgate. Me and you and whoever wants to join us. I'm bringing the Blackstone. I'm going to have a whole bunch of breakfast food, bacon. I'll even bring some burgers. And I will feed not the masses. But if you want to pop by the tailgate, we'll tweet where we are. I do not think I'm going to bring the RV, but I will let you know if that changes.
Okay.
Part of me wants, so I have a Jeep Wrangler, and you can only have the top down on that thing for so many months here in Wisconsin. And I did not have it on the bingo card that I'd be able to have the top down in October.
Sure.
There's a piece of me that wants to do that. I also have 2 tickets that I'm going to find a winner for today. I'm not giving them away on air. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't say, I'm saying here in my neighborhood with my friends or my family. So I won't be alone. We won't be alone. We'll have some people with us regardless. We're going to eat and we're going to tailgate a little bit. And then I think you and I are going to take a walk.
Yeah. See what everyone else has got going on. We still want to know if you're tailgating, and as Trevor mentioned, hit us up on Twitter. Let us know. We want to come stop by and say hi to you too, because let me tell you, once the game starts, I'm not walking around the stadium to say hi to people. Okay. This isn't opening day where it's about saying, hi, how you doing? Haven't seen you since last season. This is, I'm going to my seat. I'm locked in. And if I'm leaving my seat, it's because something happened and I feel like I gotta pace. I gotta walk. I gotta get away.
But that's negative only, right? You're only leaving your seat if things aren't going well.
Yeah. If things are going well, then I can't jinx that by moving.
Yeah. You gotta stay. Okay.
Right.
Do you have specific gear that you're going to wear?
This is a great question. This is a great question. So I have like a fur hat, a Russian fur hat that I wear every opening day and every postseason game.
Oof.
It is going to be 85 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to think about that one. But as far beyond that, no, I'm not positive. I don't know what I'm going to wear beyond the hat, bringing the hat.
You might want to Febreze that thing before you put it on an 85-degree day.
Yeah, it's fair.
And by the way, we're in the sun the whole time.
Yeah, that's also nasty.
SPF 50, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
All of that.
Oh, my. Put it right on the beak. Got to protect the beak.
Yeah, your beak is half the size of my beak.
Yeah?
I'm just...
Apparently.
Look at the profile view of this.
You got to one up me on beak size. Apparently, yes.
It's something I've been blessed with my whole life.
Already
No hair.
6'8".
All right, so our game predictions for tomorrow. We're not touching Monday with the 10-foot pole. Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
I think it's going to be a walk-off.
Oh my God.
6-5 victory, bottom of the 9th. Walk-off home run? Don't know. Walk-off hit? Don't know. Walk-off walk? Walk-off error? I don't know. But I really believe that tomorrow is going to set the tone in the most positive way ever for the Brewers in the rest of the playoffs. It all starts tomorrow. They come back tomorrow. The Brewers that we once saw earlier in the season will be here tomorrow, and in the most epic way ever. There will be a walk-off victory tomorrow in Milwaukee.
For the Brewers.
For the Brewers. And you, sir?
I'm going to say I'm going back and forth between 2-1 victory or 3-1 victory. But if the Brewers win, the Cubs are only going to get one run, and it's going to be on one mistake. They're only going to be allowed one mistake from the pitching. That's why I said pitching's got to be perfect. And I don't think it's going to come down to walk-off heroics. I think it's just going to be a battle. It's just going to be a stressful slug, just back and forth, thinking we have an opportunity, then having it taken away. Same with them. Just tough battle between two teams that isn't going to land with a lot of runs.
So you don't think that there's going to be the heroic side of this? You think it's going to be a battle, and I would presume then that you believe that that's going to be the whole playoffs.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how it's going to be the entire time. That's going to, through the at least 3 games. I can't focus on that. I'm just looking at tomorrow. And I think out the gate, this is the best opportunity for the Brewers, knowing that the Cubs only have today as far as a rest day. If there's an opportunity to hit their bullpen, it's going to be tomorrow. But I still think it's going to be low scoring. And I still think that the Brewers pitching has to be perfect.
Are you a Batman guy, Josh?
I can be. Depends on the series. And
have you seen the series, The Dark Knight?
Yeah, absolutely. Cinema.
My absolute favorite movie series of all time. I really love Ocean's 11. I'm a big Dark Knight guy. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. You can hear it in the background. This theme song gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, this does it for you, huh?
The whole idea of this Brewers team reminds me so much of The Dark Knight, of who they are, where they came from, and honestly, who Milwaukee needs them to be. I wasn't a part of this in 1982.
Same.
I wasn't here. I've never felt this. I've never felt what this season was, and neither have you. This is the best team in baseball, Milwaukee. Wisconsin, you have a lot to cheer for. Jeff Levering told us at the top of the hour, Josh. Dude, don't worry. This Brewers team feels like it's spring training right now, and the light is about to go on. I've never been to spring training either. But I've been to a Brewer game or two in my life, and I know you have too. Nothing excites me more than thinking about what the Brewers are going to do in this playoff series, because this Brewers team has never existed before. Josh, my sports life, live and die with the Milwaukee Brewers. You?
Yeah, absolutely. Number one.
For me, it's World Series for the Brewers and then everything else.
Agreed.
Love the Bucks. Go Pack, go. I would love for a Wisconsin college basketball team to win the NCAA championship. I would love for the Badgers to have a college football team. Again.
Fair.
Be nice. There's nothing like Brewers baseball to me. Like you and me grew up going to these games. I grew up about 45 minutes away from County Stadium. I have unbelievable memories from time with my family in that stadium. There was one game before nets and all those things. We were sitting down the first base line, and my dad threw his hand up at the very last second to make sure that we didn't get smoked in the face by a heater coming over the Brewers dugout. My grandparents grew up in Milwaukee, man. And then they moved to the West Dallas area, Oklahoma in 76th, I believe.
Sure, of course.
Every memory I have with those two is in their minivan during a Brewers baseball game, listening to Uke and eating Werthers.
Man.
I want a tattoo, buddy.
Me too.
At the end of this thing, I want to put 200 Club somewhere on my body to never, ever, ever forget this moment. I don't know how else to put it into words. I want this more than anything ever in sports itself. And in the background on my end ESPN is replaying yesterday's Cubs-Padres game. That Cubs team that we saw on the TV yesterday, that's as good as they can be. I think the Brewers are better, and it's going to be a dogfight.
Yes, it is.
Kind of like Top Gun Maverick. Well, I guess it's a dogfight then.
And this is what we wait for. This is what, as Brewers fans, we come out on opening day being so excited that the snow is melted and that we have baseball again. And we go through the ups and the downs of a 162-game season to get to this point with the dreams and aspirations of that leading to us finally being able to say that the Milwaukee Brewers are World Series champions. And that cannot happen without going through these stages and these steps that all start tomorrow in Game 1 at American Family Field. It is all about this game. Just take in Game 1. Take it one step at a time as fans and as a team. This is it. Let's go.
Milwaukee deserves this. Wisconsin deserves this. Chicago doesn't deserve this. Fans, we will see you tomorrow. This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Tune in because we are not done yet.